resources that they have. Now I want to introduce you to Bill Currey. Bill is the father, I have to call him the father, of the Coal River Group. And it's the Coal River Water Trail, it's the Coal River Wahanda Water Trail, it's got several names. But Bill, I think, is known across the state for the great work that he has done to really revitalize the Coal River, an 88-mile stretch of waterway that crosses 3 or 4 counties. I know when Bill started working on the river, maybe 13 or 15 years ago, that river was maybe not as clean as you would like to be to get in it and kayak. It is clean now. They've done a tremendous amount of work on that river, and they are promoting and developing it as a great tourism asset. And so with that, I want to just turn it over to Bill Currey to talk a little bit about what they're doing.
Well, thank you, Terrell. Jeff, thank you for your contributions and the work you do. Talking about the Coal River Group, we didn't start out to be a development group. We started out to be a river restoration. And, back in 2004, when we created a nonprofit, we had no idea that we'd ever be promoting tourism and handling the kind of growth that our rivers are now seeing in the kayak business. But keep in mind, what we did at that time, back in 2004, was we saw a river that had potential, and we saw communities that were in desperate straits to get new generated interest in any kind of new business, not just tourism, but anything, because the coal industry was going down a tube. We had all kind of issues. We had the rivers were complicated. They had lots of issues. So we started out to, number one, clean up the rivers and restore them. We set out an idea, and this is kind of strange, but we wanted to capture the history of the region and interpret that history and build a pride in the community's river. And then finally, we thought if we get to that point, we want to bring some economic development through tourism on the river. Well, that began at that time. We had to identify who we were, and one of the things we understood, and the DEP kind of took us under their arm and said, hey, why don't you guys be a watershed development group? And the Coal River Watershed needs leadership. We did. They supported us. We never dreamed we'd actually get money, grants, but we did. And thanks to the DNR and the DEP, they said, hey, if you guys can organize this wild and crazy area that you're in, 849 square miles of mountainous terrain with 3 rivers in it, the Big Coal, the Little Coal, and the Coal River, that'd be great, and we'll help you do what you can do. Well, the DNR the DEP ended up helping put together $11 million restoration of the Little Coal River when we first started. So we had a bang right out of the box in terms of restoring rivers. But we continue to do that, and our goal now has become one of going from and continuing our environmental restoration program to developing river recreation. Next slide. What we've found in this time that we've been involved is that we've benefited from the natural growth nationally of people's interest in outdoor recreation. Now that's been it's been increased tremendously in the last 6 months because of all the issues that we're dealing with. But over the 17 years we've been in operation, the cleanups have worked, and we have become more and more promotion oriented, more and more tourism oriented. And the counties, the Boone and Lincolns and the Raleighs and the Kanawhas have seen what we could do with support. And due to the support, we've been able to develop 20 boat launches and an 88-mile nationally recognized water trail. That's one of the best, easiest trails to use because of the signage and the support you get from all the different everything. We have live cameras on the river to show you what the river looks like before you get in at our website. But today, after all this time that we've been working, we're seeing the results, and the results are, and the slide shows it very well, that our estimate, and it's a fairly good estimate based on weekend usage of the Coal River last year, we had over 1,500 kayakers using the 88 miles of the water trail every weekend through the entire season. And of course, we got fishermen that fish year round, so it's not just a seasonal business anymore. We have our River Center, beautiful River Center, come and visit us at Meadowwood Park in Tornado, West Virginia. Fortunately, we have a boat takeout above the falls and a boat launch below the falls, and those two areas have large parking areas, and they've become the most popular boat launches. It's made that area the center of kayaking for the entire state of West Virginia. And on a given weekend, we'll have over 700 paddlers to come and go from that site, either taking out or putting in. And we use automatic counters to count the actual cars. Most of our paddlers coming to this area are not particularly from Kanawha County. They come from all over the state. They gravitate because our area, we've taken the mystery out of the coal fields, and with our trail cameras and with our mapping and all that, we've become friendly. The problem we're having now is our growth has exceeded our capability to manage the growth, and we don't have enough support. We're a nonprofit group. We're not in the business of making money selling kayak rides, although we do. We have a kayak rental business that's sold out every weekend. But we need support, and what you all are doing with the funding and the support with these people, we've tried this before and it's very effective. We need to generate people who have the capability of providing the services we need. Our kayak rental business, small, nonprofit, we use volunteers, interns. We do over 400 rentals in a 10-week period just in our little area. And we're not, in my estimation, we don't promote it nearly like we could if we were a private operator. In camping sites, our people come just like Jeff's people. They come from out of state. Our tour to Coal every year, we have 2,000 people visit the Coal River area in a 12-mile section from all over, from 28 states, foreign countries. I mean, we got people. We're the second largest kayak event in the United States. So what we need, and as we go on and develop that kind of thing,